is a journey and not a destination. You only get to know the true meaning of this statement when you must have finished reading Hidden Healing Secret of Dr. AYUVEA Angelo. He is my guest on today's edition of The Book with me, Susan Bell. Hello and welcome.
Hello, Susan.
How are you
Thank you.
doing?
I'm good, and you?
Tell me, how was your trip to Yaoundé?
My trip was good.
Safe trip.
Safe trip.
Okay. So now tell me, what actually motivated you to write about uh, a topic like this one, Hidden Healing Secret?
All right. Thank you very much. As a medical doctor, when I went to medical school, my goal was to see people truly heal. And I got frustrated going through medical school and in my practice when I could see you see somebody with diabetes, high blood pressure, and most of these chronic health conditions. The only thing I can do is to prescribe them the drugs that they have to take for life most of the times. And after some time, either you have to add the dosage, add another drug, and of course, the complications eventually come. So I started asking myself question, is this all there is? Is this the only thing I can do as a medical doctor? And my goal was to make sure that I can find solutions that can truly help people to prevent and even heal from most of those chronic health conditions. So in my quest, I came to realize that for you to be able to heal your body, you must influence what I call the two M's of health. And that is what enters your mouth, that is nutrition. And then what enters your mind, that's your state of mind, your mental state. Those two things influence healing totally. And then when I started implementing some of these principles that I started digging deeper, I realized that people that will have given them drugs for the rest of their lives, they go off medications. We work together, they implement these changes, and then they get back on their feet. And then I started asking myself, but if this is working, why not document it? Because I might not be there every time, everywhere at the same time. So I said, let me write it in a book, Hidden Healing Secrets, based on not only a hearsay, but things I've experienced.
Okay.
And then backing up with scientific evidence, because I had to back that up. It is evidence-based and, of course, also simple to understand for a common person and even somebody who has a medical background.
Wow.
So that's one of the things that pushed me to it.
That's
that
fabulous. So much inspiring knowledge has been penned down in 196 pages. It is now time for you to tell us what this book is all about.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, this book, first of all, is divided into 4 parts. The first part is general basic health principles, where I examine, talk about the different systems in the body, the myth surrounding nutritional health, the myth surrounding some health conditions and genetics, because sometimes people are like, it is in our family, I must have it, there's nothing that can be done. And I debunk that myth with epigenetics, which is proven that you can actually switch off some genes that are disease causing in your body with the right environmental, with the right choices. And also, I talk about what I call the forgotten organ, the gut microbiome. That's in part 1, which is today, medicine is going deeper and deeper into it. And then they realize these microbes that live in our digestive system, they're even more than the number of cells that we have in our bodies. And how healthy you are depends a lot on how healthy these bacteria are. Because they secrete substances that can either enhance our body's healing systems or bring it down. So, and I proceed still and I debunk some myths about, for example, proteins, like some food sources. Like you must take meat to have protein, balanced diet, and all of those things. I debunk it still in the first part. And then when I move to the second part, and of course, I end the first part by talking about the healthier way and also debunk some diets. Because people are confused nowadays with, oh, you have this diet, you have the Mediterranean diet, you have low carb diet, you have this diet everywhere, and people are confused on what to eat. So I debunk that towards the end and push people towards a healthier way. And then in the second part of the book is about chronic health conditions. This we are talking about diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, autoimmune disease, and several others that you can imagine. And in this second part, I talk about the origin of these chronic health conditions. How did they even come about? And then when you go through Hidden Healing Secrets, you realize that when you are preventing cancer, you are preventing diabetes, high blood at the same time. When you are preventing high blood, so all of them come from the same mother. And I go further still to talk about treatment of these health conditions still in part 2. And you have the medical treatment and how to enhance the way the body functions to heal it. And in the third part of the book, I talk about how to activate your body's healing systems. Now, that's where the real thing is.
It starts. Okay, thank you very much. It's time for us to have a break. And Berinwinju Tangwa is on standby for the forward. Let's watch.
Hidden healing secrets is one of those pieces that when you go through, you understand that health is wealth and wealth is health. What sets this book apart from other health books that I've come across is the author makes us understand that through what we eat, we can be healed. Through what we think, we can be healed. And that is why it is summed up in two words. What enters the mind and what enters the mouth is what can heal us. In fact, when you go through this book, you understand that just by eating the right food, by taking the right balanced diet, you are gradually healing yourself. And as he rightly puts it, man was not born to be a slave to drugs. In fact, drugs are supposed to be an emergency because what we eat is our health. I invite you to grab a copy of this book, and by the time you go through, you understand how practicable it is. That in fact, by reading this book, you can become your own nutritionist without necessarily even needing the assistance of someone.
You're welcome back, and of course, if you're joining us, you're watching the book with me, Susan Bell, and we are reading Hidden Healing Secret of AYUVEA, Angelo. He's right here. You just heard Berinwinju Tangwa talk there so beautifully about your book. Any word for him?
I just want to thank him for the encouragement because this work is part because of he was there to assist me, to make sure that I cut the T's and dot the I's, especially when it comes to language. I'm not a language teacher, but he's he's into more deeper into language as opposed to me. So I want to thank him very much for doing this for me. Uh, this is very important to me and to the world at large. So, thank you very much.
Okay. Well, Angelo, you say before we start thinking of preventing and healing from diseases, it is very important to, first of all, understand the human body. Why is that important?
Thank you for that question. When you understand how our bodies function, then you can know how to nourish it, to give it the right things. Let me take, for example, if you don't understand that for you to have malaria, you need mosquito to bite you. You will not prevent. You will not drain that water that's standing. You will not use mosquito net. So when you understand the normal mechanism of something, when it is going wrong, you can now know how to fix it. So that's why it is important. If you don't understand that, okay, normally this how the digestive system function, this is what is happening, like the gut microbiome, you don't even know that it exists. You can eat anyhow and then cause damage. But when you know that, okay, it is here and this is what it needs to thrive, you can now say, all right, I know that this is a normal function, which means if it is going abnormal, I need to bring it to the normal way of functioning.
So are you therefore pushing some of us back to biology classes?
No, this is just basic biology. It's just about the basic human body. Right? It's not. There is no medical jargon there, I promise.
Okay. Medical practitioners like you will always recommend a healthy lifestyle. Um, so as to stay, healthy. Healthy lifestyle obviously means eating healthy. Tell me, in essence, what is eating healthy?
That's a very big question, and I think that's also there's a lot of misconception about eating healthy because people have their own versions, left and right. But what has been proven is what I'll be sharing and what I've used in hundreds of people and seen amazing results. The first thing is that in a Hidden Healing Secret, the third part, I classify it as a box, right?
Mm-hmm.
I call it, you have the red box foods, you have the yellow box foods, and you have the green box foods.
Mm-hmm.
Eating healthy means you are moving more closer to, you are moving closer to the green box foods.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in these green box foods, you have the natural state of food, because the further you move away from the natural state of food, the more dangerous it is.
Oh, well, please try to. I want to understand when you talk about the natural state of food. What do you mean precisely?
Now, let me take for example, if you take your banana,
Okay.
if you take your banana, you can eat it in the natural state. But if you take that banana and then you have to go and process it, maybe you have to slice it again, fry it.
Okay.
You are moving. The more you process, the more you are moving away from the natural state of the food.
Okay.
Yes. So if you take corn flour, for example, corn, for example, instead of blending it or grinding it, you take it and you remove the peelings, and then after that, you move ahead again to maybe you are going to remove some other things and then continue moving away until maybe you end up frying something with it before you start consuming. You are moving away from the natural state of the food. So, for example, let me take another example. You take oranges or you take pineapples or watermelon, and you have to, instead of eating it the way it is or blending it and eating it with the fiber, you blend it, you have to sieve it, and then remove only the water. You have removed most of the natural things from it. So that's how you move away from it. And then you see when they move away like that, sometimes they'll add even chemicals to preserve it.
So you were saying that eating healthy is remaining in the green.
Box.
Now tell us about the red box. You talked about the red box.
Yeah, yes. So now the red box is the one you should avoid to the maximum.
Okay.
The yellow box, once in a while, you can enter there and come back. Where you should spend over 90% of your time is in the green box.
Okay.
Now in the red box, we have the first thing, they are the processed foods. When I talk about processed food, is anything that you have to store it and keep it for a long period of time, adding preservatives there and all of that. Those are the processed.
The canned food.
The canned foods, exactly. You have the canned foods and then all the other foods that they add things there. And you also have the red meat. Red meat is also in the red box.
Oh, for some of us who love eating cow meat.
So it's actually meant to be eaten once in a while.
Okay.
Once in a blue moon. And in Hidden Healing Secrets, I talk about that and the importance of making sure you eat those but once in a while, and even what you should eat before eating that, so they can even reduce the effects. And the next thing too is sugar. The processed sugars is also in the red box.
Okay.
Those are things that they should stand the other way.
Okay.
And also in the red box, we have when you fry things that are fried things, that are in the red box.
Okay.
So those are things you can only take once in a while, like once in a month, just for a treat.
Okay.
And
That's good. So if we have to eat healthy, we need to stay away from the yellow box as well as the red box.
the red box totally off if you can, or
Okay.
once in a blue moon.
Okay.
The yellow box once in a while. Like in the yellow box, you have things like eggs. Eggs are in the yellow box. You can consume eggs once in a while. You also have chicken. You have fish. But now chicken, the problem is that most of the chicken we have today is not chicken, right?
Okay.
Chicken is just artificial things.
Okay. Thank you, Angelo, for enlightening us as far as that is concerned. Now it's time for us to have our Vox Pop, and this is the question we asked the people out there: which type of food should you eat to heal and prevent diseases? And this is what they had to say.
Balanced diet is what when you consume it, you will always be healthy. And then we have fruits or food like vegetables. When you also consume that, it also helps you to prevent diseases and take enough of water too.
I think vegetables can do. Vegetables, I think if we eat them, it has a lot of vitamins and other things that can really help and heal some diseases in our body. Maybe fruit too can add. Generally, vegetables they are they go a long way to prevent the diseases because with vegetables we have a lot of vitamins in them, and vitamins help to boost the immune system. And once the immune system is boosted up, obviously the system fights against diseases, against foreign infections.
You're welcome back, and of course, you're watching the book with me, Susan Bell, and we are flipping through the pages of Hidden Healing Secrets of AYUVEA Angelo. In this book, you make us to understand that most of the food we consume are the cause of most of the diseases that we contract. Tell me, which are some of these diseases which come as a result of unhealthy eating?
All right. Thank you very much. The first one that is very common, diabetes.
Mm.
The next one, you have high blood pressure. We also have cancer. We have obesity. We have autoimmune diseases, where you hear people having something like lupus. You have also ulcerative colitis, problems with the digestive system, the colon, kidney failures. Also, you have fatty liver diseases, even people that end up with a heart attack. So, as a matter of fact, in fact, most health conditions stem from what we are eating.
Mm-hmm.
What we are eating, and then we move ahead to even the state of mind and our lifestyle as a whole. The ones that are not coming from there are mostly infectious disease.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, you just mentioned the mind, and this brings me to asking you this question. When we engage in activating the healing system of our body without including our mind and spirit, are we actually going to achieve the desired goal?
that's a very powerful one. I mean, this is something I always tell people. For healing to be sustainable, it must influence your mind. Because the mind and the body are so interconnected that you can be healing, your body can be healing. If the mind doesn't accept the healing, what happens is that the mind will bring the body back.
Okay.
Because you will start thinking and following things that will push you towards reversing the healing process. And when people have most of these chronic, once they are diagnosed with these diseases, they have an image of themselves, which is that of a sick person. And they just need somebody external, even when they are healing. But they just need somebody to externally tell them that, no, it's impossible, you cannot heal from that. And then they go and they start living in that mental state. I mean, it's clear today, even scientifically, that what influences the mind, the state of your mind determines the state of your body, how your health is. So it can help you, if you don't influence the mind, you can get well to a certain point. But now, if something from external forces your mind into that state, your body will start responding to your mind. It's just a matter of time.
It's time for us to have on the shelf. We shall be right back.
I'd like us to lastly look at the little confusion that comes up between the foreword, the preface, and the prologue. Now, it's true, these three sections are found at the initial part of a book, what we call the front matter. And generally, the preface comes after the foreword. Now that we know what the preface is, it's easier to explain what the others are. Because the foreword, the preface, as we said, is majorly has as purpose to show the author's intention behind the writing of the book. Now, the foreword is written by a third party. It's not written by the author. It's written by some one considered to be a specialist in the domain, considered to have experience in the domain, to be reputed in the themes that are highlighted in that book. And the foreword is written to play the role of kind of an endorsement, so that when you read and you find that name, you find that name or know of that person that is repeated, that is known, you know that the book carries weight. You know that the book is credible. It adds more credibility to the book you're reading or you're about to read. That's the purpose of a foreword. Now, the prologue, which comes after the preface, is generally the beginning of the narration, if I can say so. It is the introduction to the storyline, to the narrative that is about to be presented, and such that the prologue is like, I could compare it to setting the stage for one to understand the storyline that is starting. It's in the prologue that will give you, they'll introduce some characters, for example, coming up in the narrative. They'll introduce some themes or some events that will help situate the reader on what is coming forward.
You're welcome back, and of course, we'll soon be drawing the curtains on this edition of the program. Well, I think before we find out about where this book is made available, tell us a little bit about the aspect of sleep. That's also one aspect which I enjoyed reading in this book. How is sleep very important, for our system to heal?
All right. Sleep is actually like the way our bodies are structured. Most of the times when you are going, not most of the time, when you are going towards the evening hours, what happens is that there are hormones, there are sleep hormones that start rising, they start going up. During the day, there are hormones for the day hormones that are high. So when you are going towards the evening hours, your body is preparing to rest. And during rest, that's when the body undergoes a lot of regenerative processes. And one of the reasons why sleep is so powerful is because, one, your conscious mind is no longer there to, your analytic mind, the analytic part of your conscious self, is no longer there to intervene in the healing process. You are no more judging everything. And then during that time now, the body doesn't focus on the external stimuli, because as we are talking like this, your eyes are analyzing everything, your ears are listening to what I'm saying, a lot of things. So, and the body, at that time, your mind is always scanning for danger around. And it doesn't have time to go internal and heal. During that time now, when those hormones put your body, your conscious self, the other part to rest, your body now goes back internal. Your healing energy within you now focuses on looking where there are challenges. It looks, if there are challenges around the level of the heart, it starts establishing, especially when you have the right nutrients already available. It now goes and starts building and then regenerating and repairing.
So now tell me, your last word, as far as this book is concerned, what will you say?
What I would say is that every home should own a copy of Hidden Healing Secrets. Over the past 2-3 months, everybody who has gotten a copy comes back to me to tell me that, Doc, every home needs this book. Not only for now, not only to use it now, but also to use for the next generations. Because the knowledge in Hidden Healing Secrets is not knowledge that you only use it today. You use it, your children will use it, your grandchildren use it. And while you are preparing for feast, while you are preparing for every other thing, prepare for your health, because health is wealth. And until you lie on a bed and then you walk from one hospital to another, one town to another, one country to another without any solution, you will not understand the true depth of that statement. Health is wealth. So thank you.
Powerful one there. Powerful one there. And so if they want to contact you, how do they get to you?
All right, they can get through the Mind Love Health WhatsApp number, 671 861408. 671 861408.
And where are they made available?
You can, through that number, you can get more details. But here in Yaoundé, you have it at Jolly Life Bookshop at Jouvence, Carrefour Jouvence.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Angelo, for sharing this knowledge with us.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching this edition of the book. See you some other time. Bye-bye. Stay blessed.